Hello, it's your friend Richard here. Let's make sure I know where the camera's pointing to. There we go. Hi, this is Richard Zowie, and amid the COVID 19 outbreak, because we're still not in the clear yet, I am taking no chances and I am wearing my mask. So that way, if anyone watching this happens to have it, I can take great comfort in knowing that I'm not going to get it from them. Well, I probably couldn't. This video is probably going to be really boring if you can't actually see my mouth move. So, oh, I'm exposed. Oh, okay. We have to have some humor, don't we? So I thought I'd tell a little story about a little urban legend in grade school. When I was in grade school, and I went to Madra Flournoy Elementary School in Beeville, Texas, there was a story about a town near us called Charco, Texas. And these kids told me, hey, Zowie. And back in those days, I was called Zowie because people did not know I actually have a first name. They said, hey, Zowie, this kid went to Charco on an initiation to join this gang. Oh, I said. And they said, yeah. What happens is they tell him there's a 3-story house and he has to shine a lantern through each window. And after he shines the lantern, or in each story, and if he once he's done shining the lantern through each story, he's in the band. He's in the gang. He's a member. So he goes to the house and they watch him. Of course, it's midnight. Goes into the house. No one's lived there for years. It's old. It's decrepit. Cobwebs, smell, you name it. Goes to the first story. Shines the light. Okay, we see it. Second story. Shines the light. They see it. Okay. Third story, shines the light, and they say, okay, we see it. Come on down. You're in the gang. But the light stays in the window. Kids yell again, we can see it. No. Light stays in the window. Kids get scared and call the cops. And the cops arrive, and the cops go up, and they go to the third story. And the kid is sitting in a chair, holding the lantern, which is still shining, with this look on his face. He was dead, of course. So his body was removed. And the story goes, the kids, blurted the story out to the cops of what happened and about how it was a gang. And it was concluded the house was haunted. And we later found out in the story that they tried to burn the house down, would not burn. They tried to sell it, no one would buy it. And so the house just sat there in Charco. Everyone just kind of like that with it. The haunted house, no one messed with. Every once in a while, people walk past it and they do so respectfully out of fear that some ghost will come after them. Well, years later, I told my then wife, who was from who grew up in Michigan, about the story, and she says, "Yeah, they told the same story up there too." And boy, that really ruined it for me. That was just some type of urban legend. One day, I was driving home in 1995 from Victoria to Beeville, and I noticed this little arrow pointing to this farm to market road, and it said Charco. And I thought, oh, I've always wanted to see what Charco looks like. And so I drove through Charco. I drove on the road, and I was imagining Charco being this, some old ghost town that no one lives in anymore. Just real scary looking tumbleweeds and so forth. Well, much to my shock, when I drove through there, it's like driving through a lot of these small Texas towns that have maybe 100 people tops. You see the town sign, and then you drive for about 300 feet, and you're out of the city limits, if that much. I saw maybe 2 or 3 houses. They're all just one-level houses, so I was really disappointed. Charco really wasn't the creepy place I thought it was going to be. So we have to live sometimes with knowing that sometimes as kids we get scared by things and we find out they weren't really true. It's just like when I was a kid, my dad told me the Texas Chainsaw Massacre took place in Poth, Texas. And because of that, for years, they could not sell any sausage in Poth because no one wanted to buy it, knowing where it could have possibly came from. Well, it turns out not only was Poth, Texas not the setting for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was actually a fictitious story based loosely on Wisconsin serial killer and grave robber Ed Gein. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre was actually filmed outside of Austin. So that's my story about Charco, Texas. And I guess I should put this back on now. Okay, this is Richard signing off. Have a good night.